Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. How are you doing? I hope you're having a nice Sunday. Mine's going okay. Now, I thought I would do a video on the Raymond Ford against Edward Vazquez fight, which took place on the DAZN card last night or early in the morning if you're in the UK. But then because of the scoring controversy, which I'll come to later, I thought, well, I'll have a look at it again in the morning and then do the video, because maybe I missed something. Maybe because my scorecard didn't bear any real resemblance to the ones that the judges came up with. So let's talk about the fight first of all. We got Raymond Ford, young lad, I think he's 23, from Newark, New Jersey, Camden, New Jersey. New Jersey anyway. And then you've got Edward Vazquez from Texas. They don't like each other. A lot of bad blood before the fight. Lots of insults exchanged. Did not shake hands at the start of the fight. No touching of gloves or anything like that. Didn't shake hands after the fight either. And Ford is the DAZN fighter, so I suppose you'd call him the house fighter. Went into the fight 10 wins, no defeats, 1 draw. Vazquez 11 wins, no defeats, both undefeated, both with a lot to lose, but a really good matchup of young prospects. So the fight starts, and immediately what becomes apparent is Ford's speed, hand speed, very, very fast. Vazquez can't match him for hand speed, at least not with combinations. Single punches, he's sharp, not too far behind, but with the combinations, definitely Ford it has the advantage. But of course, timing can beat speed. And in the first round, Vazquez, not remotely intimidated, was looking at him, having a nosy, doing a bit of a reconnaissance mission. In the second round, the first round I gave to Ford, definitely. Second round, immediately, Vazquez jumps on him, turns southpaw, bit of a switch hitter, Vazquez. Ford is a southpaw. Vazquez, mostly orthodox, does switch it occasionally. And he put it on him. And it's almost like, okay, let's go to work. So he won the second round, in my opinion. Lots of very good pressure fighting. Vazquez bends very well at the waist. So when Ford was firing these flashy combinations, most of the punches were missing, and Ford was swinging away underneath the attacks, almost like crawling under barbed wire. And I gave him the second round, Vazquez. I gave Vazquez the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. Was it the sixth was close? One of them was very close, but I did give it to Vazquez. So I had Vazquez 5-1 up after 6 rounds, and I thought, this is a shocker. I was scoring it, but I wasn't really totting up as I went along. But I knew damn well that it was getting to the point where Ford had to do some work, or he was going to winning a decision was going to be out of his reach. So in the seventh round, Ford starts to come back into it. And it's really a case of, even though he'd suddenly picked up a bit of urgency in his corner, was saying, come on, let's go to work now. This is getting, they didn't say desperate, but that's the body language and the tone of voice suggested they knew their guy had to do some serious work. But also Vazquez did take his foot off the pedal and did seem to think, it was almost, I suspect it was a subconscious thing. He was winning all those early rounds. The first half of the fight, he pretty much dominated. And he got into that mental funk where you're not sharp because you're thinking, I'm winning, this is easy. But Ford's creeping back into it. Ford wins the 7th, wins the 8th. And then I gave him the 9th and the 10th. I thought he clearly won the 10th. So I had it, after 10 rounds, I had it 5 each, a draw. And the DAZN commentary, Chris Mannix and not Algieri, who's the other guy, Sergio Mora, they thought Vazquez had clearly won the fight. And the impression that you get because of all that early work is, yeah, okay, put it this way, before the scores were announced, if you put a gun to my head and said, which fighter would you rather be, I'd have said Vazquez. But I had it 5 each. I had it 5 rounds each, so I had it a draw. But yeah, if there was a tiebreaker and I had to make a decision, I would have said, yeah, Vazquez probably did more of the work. But the judges didn't see it like that. One of them did give it to Vazquez by 2 points. No problem at all. And if the other two had given it to Ford by a point or two, I'd have been like, that's pushing it a bit, but all right. I wouldn't have said robbery. I mean, this was an absolute robbery in the sense of, you know, one guy got it and the other guy didn't. But the two cards that were scored for Ford gave Vazquez 2 rounds on one card and 3 rounds on another card. Now, that's an absolute scandal. You have to ask, what on earth were these judges watching? They certainly weren't watching the fight I saw. I mean, what are they looking at? What are they looking for? Okay, Ford had the quicker hands. Was he landing the heavier punches? Nope. Was he landing the more precise punches? Not really. Was he doing work that perhaps might be overlooked on first viewing? Like, for example, body work or something? No. The body work was coming from Vazquez in the earlier rounds. Was he outworking Vazquez? No. No, he wasn't. He was firing lots of punches, but a lot of them were missing. Vazquez, in terms of defensive reactions, was very, very sharp. So I have no idea what those judges were looking at. 98, 92, 97, 93. I mean, what? I can't begin to tell you what they were thinking. You'd have to speak to them, and I doubt very much whether they'd know what they were thinking either. They certainly didn't know what they were scoring. So, although like I say, I had it 5 each in rounds, 95, 95, but okay, you give it a point either way. I'm not going to quibble too much. But yeah, it's a disgrace, really, when you get cards like that. Eddie Hearn, who is Ray Ford's promoter, afterwards said he thought Vazquez won by a couple of points. I have no idea why anyone would pick Ford by that amount of points. I can't begin to understand it. But we see this a lot in boxing. It's not uncommon, is it? You know, this whole, you know, bad decision nonsense. So, did you see the fight? What did you think? How did you score it? What a bad little fight. Good blend of styles. The aggressive, you know, Tex-Mex coming after the flashy young New Yorker. No, New Jersey. Yeah. Let's be precise. My American geography isn't what it should be. I lived over there as well, so I've got no excuse. But yeah, disgraceful cards. What do you think? Leave your comments below. Thanks for listening to this video. If you can subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hit the like button if you like this video. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. See you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.